Deep inside your gut, there's this incredibly powerful molecule that you've probably never even heard of. It's not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, but it might just be the unsung hero of your entire health story. And it's called butyrate.
And if you've ever felt, just a little bit off, maybe kind of foggy, sluggish, or just not quite in sync, well, the root of the problem might not be where you'd expect. More often than not, the real story starts deep, deep down in your gut. So, to really understand why butyrate is such a hero, we first need to talk about the villain of our story. And that villain is a compromised gut barrier. This is where all the trouble begins.
Okay, so I want you to think of your gut lining like it's a super high security checkpoint. When it's healthy, it has these things called tight junctions. They're like perfect little gatekeepers that only let the good stuff, like vital nutrients, get through. But when that barrier gets compromised, a condition we call leaky gut, these little gaps open up. And suddenly, unwanted particles can sneak into your bloodstream, which triggers your immune system and sparks inflammation all over your body.
So, how do we fix that leaky barrier, right? How do we shore up our defenses? Well, this is where our hero, butyrate, finally makes its grand entrance.
So here it is, butyrate. Now, it's what's known as a short-chain fatty acid, or SCFA, which is really just a sciencey way of saying it's a special compound made by the good bacteria in your gut. And here's how they do it. They create it when they feast on the dietary fiber you eat. Its number one job, to be the primary preferred fuel source for the very cells that make up your gut wall.
The whole process is actually beautifully simple. Step 1, you eat fiber from things like fruits and vegetables. Now, your body can't really digest it, but that's okay, because your gut bacteria absolutely love it. So step 2, they ferment that fiber. They have a feast. And step 3, as a byproduct of that feast, they produce this magical molecule, butyrate. And this just perfectly illustrates the point. As dietitian Dawn Boxell explains it, this butyrate provides the direct energy your colon cells need to stay healthy and maintain those crucial tight junctions we were just talking about. It literally keeps your gut barrier strong and secure. But here's where the story gets really, really exciting. Butyrate doesn't just hang out in the gut. Oh no, its benefits ripple out across your entire system, giving it some pretty incredible superpowers. First up, your metabolic health. I'm talking about blood sugar. Research is showing that butyrate can actually improve your body's sensitivity to insulin and help keep your blood sugar levels nice and stable. I mean, this is a huge deal for helping to reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And then there's its role in cancer prevention. Because butyrate is the preferred fuel for your colon cells, it keeps them healthy and nourished. But it also does something pretty remarkable. It's been shown to actively inhibit the growth of cancer cells and can even trigger what's called apoptosis, which is basically programmed cell death in those harmful cells. Butyrate is also a really good friend to your heart. Studies are suggesting it plays a key role in cholesterol management, helping to lower the bad LDL cholesterol while increasing the good HDL kind. That is a huge win for your entire cardiovascular system. And maybe its most stunning superpower is what it does for the brain. Butyrate is one of a very small club of molecules that can actually cross the super selective blood-brain barrier. And once it's in there, scientists believe it can help protect against the kind of inflammation that's linked to really devastating neurodegenerative diseases. And just like dietitian Dawn Boxell says, that is pretty powerful. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's this game-changing idea that by focusing on your gut health, you could be actively protecting your brain from diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's down the line. Okay, so we've established that butyrate is amazing. Now for the big question, how do we get more of it? Well, the good news is you have a ton of control over this. So what's the goal? What should you be shooting for? Well, the single most impactful thing you can do is aim to feed your gut bacteria about 30 grams of dietary fiber every single day. That is the fuel they need to get to work and create this hero molecule for you. So where do you find it? Well, it comes from all sorts of amazing places. You've got your classic fiber-rich foods like apples and berries, but also focus on things like resistant starch. This is a big one. You get it from cooked and then cooled potatoes or rice. It's like a super fuel for these bacteria. Fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi add more good guys to the team. And you can even get small amounts of butyrate directly from sources like grass-fed butter and ghee. I absolutely love this metaphor from Dawn Boxell. Think of all the inflammation in your body as a fire.
The fiber you get from plants acts like a fire extinguisher. It just dampens that flame and cools your whole system down from the inside out. What a great visual.
But, diet is only one part of the equation. If you want to create an environment where these butyrate-producing bacteria can really thrive, you also have to reduce the things that harm them, like ultra-processed foods, chronic stress, and not getting enough good quality sleep. Now, here is a really, really crucial point. If your gut is already kind of sensitive or irritated, jumping straight to a super high-fiber diet can sometimes cause more trouble, bloating, discomfort. The keys is to start by healing and calming your gut first, maybe with some healthy fats and gentle, unprocessed carbs. Once things feel more stable, then you can gradually start upping your fiber intake to build those butyrate levels.
So, what you put on your fork is so much more than just food. It's information. It can either fuel inflammation or it can fuel your body's own inner hero. The power to strengthen your gut, protect your body, and even sharpen your mind is right there. So the only question left is, how are you going to choose to use it?